My persuasive speech over because I wasn't really comfortable with the way it went last time, so I'm doing it again on my own because I just feel like I could have done way better. But today I'll be doing my speech over why I feel humor is important in the work environment and how it's beneficial to everybody. So I'll be letting you know what I feel like it does for you and what it does for me. I will be letting you know how it helps you operate better, or some people may not approve, but we'll get to that later. And I will also be letting you know how it could possibly make work in class more intriguing for everybody. So basically what it does, or what it does for me, I said it makes work flow easier. It helps you put your guard down because, like I said last time, whenever you're working and you're in the field with people that you don't really know of and you get into a new work environment, everybody seems like they have their guard up, or everybody seems like everything is just tense because you feel like you have to prove yourself to somebody, or you feel like you have to be on your P's and Q's because you don't want to mess up. But when you've grown close to somebody in a work environment, as far as personal wise or humor wise, and humor can be a great key factor to being comfortable with who you're working with, because a lot of people say food or is the key to your heart, or humor is there's some corny, cheesy joke like that along those lines on how humor is key to the heart or something like that. But when you work with people that you're not familiar with, it makes everything more stressful. And you don't want to be stressed when you're working. It affects how you do certain things, and what you should know is that your work does matter, and how you work depends on who you're working with. Because no one wants to be at a job that's depressing or a job that you're not comfortable with being at. Humor can build a more creative work environment for you when people make you laugh, or you're able to just joke around and be together. You start to feel less stressed, and when you feel together, you start to. It helps you flow. It just makes everything flow better. The way you work becomes more natural, and nothing feels forced. When you're not feeling forced to do nothing, everything just seems to, I don't know, I'm trying to be repetitive, y'all. I'm sorry, I did that last time. But it's an improvement. I just think it's a big improvement for everybody. And then right now I'm gonna talk about why some people may feel like humor in the work environment isn't good, because when you're working with certain people, they have their set standards of who they are because they're the boss, or because of who the person or the title that they have. For instance, this is our professor. So we all feel like we have to do good and be on our best because he's the professor and he's over us. So when I feel like I have to prove myself to him, nobody is gonna like that. Nobody's gonna like, no offense, nobody's gonna like working around the professor, because you always have to be on your P's and Q's. You always have to do your best. You always have to do what you have to do to make sure he's happy. No, when you're working with somebody who has made you feel comfortable, everything becomes easier. When you're working with somebody who has made you feel comfortable, your flow, the workflow that you have has become more progressive. It has improved. It has died down because you're able to relate to each other on a certain level. And when you're relating to each other on that level, everybody is just able to, it's like a chain effect. Once this person does good, everybody else can do good. And so I say all that to say, you don't have to be so tight when you're in your work environment. Nothing has to be bad or nervous or time consuming or anything like that when you're in a work environment, as long as you feel comfortable. And I feel like if you have humor in your work environment, that's a great step into being comfortable with where you work. That's it.